All right, this is the review on page 64 and 65 where I gave you some of the problems in class. So problem number 2, we can drop both sets of parentheses. There's a minus sign. And then I can drop the other set of parentheses because it's already a plus sign. And we can combine like terms, so that's going to give me 9x squared minus 10x plus 9. And there's your answer. You don't have to worry about naming it. Number 3, go ahead and drop the first set of parentheses. None of the signs change. And then the other one, make sure you distribute that negative. So you get negative 5x to the third, positive x squared, plus 20. Combine your like terms. So that's going to give me 3x to the third. And then combine those. That's going to give me minus 9x squared plus 4x, and then plus 13. And then number 6, you can shortcut this one because they're the exact same thing, offset by 1 and positive and negatives. So I'm going to get this for an answer. Number 7, I get 5x plus 1 and 4x minus 7. Double distribute. So that's going to give me 20x squared minus 35x. And then double distribute here, plus 4x minus 7. Combine those like terms. Number 8, I have 6x and x squared minus 3x plus 8. Distribute that to all, so I get 6x to the third minus 18x squared plus 48x. Number 9, I don't think you're going to see one like this on the test, but just in case, we'll work it out. So we're going to triple distribute. I'm going to distribute here, here, and here. So that's x to the third plus 5x squared plus 25x, and then distribute the negative 5. So minus 5x squared minus 25x minus 125. So I get x to the third. Those cancel each other out. Those cancel each other out, and then you have that. Number 10, we have 3x plus 5 squared, so you have 2 of these. So it'll be a double distribute. So I get 9x squared plus 15x. Double distribute here. Combine those like terms. Looks like that. Number 11, I get 2x minus 7 and 2x plus 7. So same thing, just one sign different. So multiply the first, multiply the last, and it's done. And then number 12, you have 24p squared q squared minus 20p to the third q. So let's break 24 down. 24 is 2 times 12. 12 is 2 times 6. 6 is 2 times 3. Then I have p, and then q. Minus 20 is 2 times 10. 10 is 2 times 5. P, and q. So what do you have in common? You have a 2. You have another 2. And that's all you can factor out. You have pp and pp. So p squared comes out. And then a q and a q. And so what do you have left here? You have 6q minus 5p, and the problem's done. Number 13. Number 13, I have 6b to the fourth plus 18b to the third minus 30b squared. So on all of them, you can factor 6 out of everything. You can also factor out a b squared. So what do you have left? And I have b squared here plus 3b minus 5. And that's as far as you can go. The b squared plus 3b minus 5 will not factor. Number 14, we have x squared minus 11x plus 10. Multiply those, so that's going to give me positive 10. In order to get a negative there, they both have to be negative, so negative 10x and negative 1x. It's going to squeeze in there, so I got x squared minus 10x minus 1x plus 10. So I can factor out an x, and it leaves me x minus 10. This negative comes out, factor a negative 1 out of both, so that changes both sets of signs. So then I get x minus 10 and x minus 1. Looks like that. Number 15, I get x squared minus 10x minus 24. Multiply those together. It's negative 24. One's positive, one's negative. So it's going to be a negative 12x and a positive 2x. That would give us the negative 24 when multiplied, when added negative 10. So I get x squared minus 12x plus 2x minus 24. Factor an x out, and x minus 12. Plus sign comes out, factor a 2 out. So your answer is x minus 12 and x plus 2. Number 16, I get 3x squared plus 11x plus 10. So multiply those together, that gives me positive 30. Both signs will be positive because everything's positive. The factors of 30 that add up to 11 are 5 and 6, plus 5x plus 6x. So I get 3x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 10. So I can factor an x out, and that leaves me 3x plus 5. I can factor that plus comes down. I can factor a 2 out, 3x plus 5. So I get 3x plus 5 and x plus 2. Number 17. I get 6x squared plus 13x minus 8. Multiply those together, so I get negative 48. So that means I have a positive and negative number. The factors of that work are going to be positive 16 and negative 3, both x's. Just put that in the middle, whatever order you want. So I can factor out a 2x from both of those. That leaves me 3x plus 8. Factor that negative out, factor a negative 1 out, and that changes both sets of signs. So I get 3x plus 8, and 2x minus 1 is it factored. Okay, number 18. I have 4x squared minus 14x plus 6. We have a greatest common factor of a 2 I can factor out, and that's going to leave me 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. So that 2 is part of the answer. We'll have that down below. So let's just factor this. So I'm going to multiply those together. I get positive 6. And both of the answers got to be negative to get there because there's a negative right there. So negative 1x and negative 6x will add up to negative 7x. So I have 2x squared minus 1x minus 6x plus 3. Factor an x out, and that gives me 2x minus 1. Factor a negative 3 out of both of those, and that gives me 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 goes here, and x minus 3 goes here. That was number 18. We can also do number 19. So we get 20x to the 5th minus 5x to the 3rd. I can factor a 5 out of both of those, and I can factor an x to the 3rd out. And that's going to leave me 4x squared minus 1. This is the difference of two squares. This is the difference of two squares. That means I'm going to get 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 1. So don't forget the greatest common factor. That's your answer. Number 22, I assigned you to try. You get x squared minus 64. That's the difference of two squares. So I'm going to get x plus 8 and x minus 8, and it's done. The reason you see that is that's perfect square and that's a perfect square, offset by a negative sign. 23, I get x squared plus 12x plus 36. Let's multiply those together. So I get positive 36. So it's going to be positive 6x and positive 6x add together to give me positive 12x. Factor an x out, so I get x plus 6. Factor a plus 6 out, and that gives me x plus 6. So my answer is going to be x plus 6, x plus 6. So that's called a perfect square trinomial because I had the same two binomials multiplied together to get there. And the last problem is number 24. I don't know if you'll see one like this on the test or not, but just in case, we'll work it out. Okay, this is a perfect square. That gives me x squared and x squared. I have a positive, I have a negative. That's going to be 4y squared and 4y squared. So this will not factor out because it's not a subtraction sign. This will factor because x times x is x squared. I'll have a positive and negative. 4y squared is positive 2y and negative 2y. So that whole thing is the answer. If you don't factor this down, you're going to miss a point. So that should help you with the test that we'll have on Tuesday this week. Have a nice day.